build a successful remote work team? So to start with the initial introduction, let us take some of the facts which is pertinent to the remote work team for the present time being. If we take the last 10 years forecast or some of the other facts and statistics for the 2019 year, we have seen a inclined curve in a positive direction for this remote work. Remote work is actually not going to be the future of work, it is the present work. And if you take the statistics from the Global State of Remote Work report, they found out nearly 68% of the workers around the world are working remotely at least once a month. This is not just pertaining to one sector. This is actually a coverage of sectors like IT, medical, sales, and education. So millions of people are reporting that they work remotely around the world, and many companies are embrace the work from anywhere for the time being. Working outside of their company's main location and having a choice of work environment is actually now a key factor for many job seekers when they are evaluating the new career opportunities. A future workplace which is going to be filled with computer programming, artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, and engineering is actually looking out for people who can work remotely. So now, moving on to the next slide. So what is the current scenario and what we can expect in the future? So here we have divided into three sections. One is the pandemic reasons. So when there is a contagious disease outbreak or probably a natural disaster or any other type of widespread emergency, employees are actually required to work from home or at some other safe location until normal business operations can resume. So this is actually the current scenario. And now looking into the business benefits. When it comes for remote working, actually we are, like I said, the remote working is in the increase. So why there is an increase? First is on the business benefit side. Remote work is more prevalent in many areas when we take, talking about a global company. And next, remote work is attracting and retaining talents given the flexibility of the condition. And next, remote work is actually good for business in terms of saving cost, saving space, and saving the employment price, or the investment that they are making there. Next, the remote work is increasing the job satisfaction for many people who are working in business. And remote work is proving to be more productive when compared to the office work environment. And it is really a healthy behavior as of now, seen in the present condition. Next, remote work is actually making more money for the companies, given all this cost savings that they are doing in space savings, other usual business running savings. It's making actually more money. Next, remote work is environmental friendly, and remote workers wanted to stick to that. And there is a great impact on the real estate side also. So remote work is actually here to stay, and from the point of a individual, the comfort and the flexibility which is being given by the remote work is going to be the future norm. So what are the important ingredients for a remote work team? First, the team. So by far, the most ingredient is the team. Not everyone can work well in remote environment. Not everyone can manage a remote team though. So we are talking from the management perspective as well as from the employee perspective. So it is important to assemble a team that is capable of executing in remote environment. So when we are talking about a team, so what comprises a team? So first thing, we have to hire doers, hire people who we can trust, and next we have to trust the people who we have hired, and those people who are hired, they have to actually start working. So next, so now that we have a team, so what is the next thing? So that is the tools. So tools basically are the software tools. So software tools in a co-located facility, you can always round up the team for an all-hand meeting to steer everyone on track. In a remote team, you will need the right tools to make sure everyone stays on the same page and can continue to execute without physical person standing next to them. So here comes the importance of all the software tools we are using. These tools actually have been changed a lot over the years, owing to the comfort, owing to the necessity, owing to the requirement. So we can see about some of the tools in the upcoming slides. Next is the process, the third ingredient. It's a powerful, for a powerful remote work team, we need a structured process. I actually, know most people don't like to think about the process side. They rely on the teams and the tools. Process might be a boring and a rigid structure, is what we are talking about. But if you think of the process as how we work, it starts to feel more powerful actually. Good processes let you work, let you get the work done in the absence of all other things too. It provides the structure and the direction for getting things done. This doesn't mean processes should be, like ever changing, or it have to be a pointless one. Process for a small company is more about providing feedback loops. So once we have set a process of step one, step two, step three, there should be a feedback loop which will make us fine tune our process. So next, important thing, what influences the success of the remote work team? Remote work team, if we see as a whole, given other workplace strategy teams and their experiences, with with the help of all those in an organization, there are lot of challenges, and uh, here I'm actually going to concentrate on three important aspects of what influence the successful transition of a normal workforce to a remote workforce. So these three important stuffs are mainly required for the success of a remote team. First, the productivity and the business continuity. At the foundation of any successful remote work strategy is a clear communication. It's a key to outline who is eligible for the plan, how long it will be in effect, key opportunities, the risks and challenges of businesses, and what could be the Q and A's, like there have to be a lot of frequent questionnaires coming out from all the team members regarding any processes or any structures, and the technical and digital stuff, and there are a lot of full list of things. So in this communication scheme, we are going to talk about how the productivity and the business continuity is going to be an important stuff in influencing the success. So there are steps in an organization how we can measure this. So the most common is managers and teams should connect daily to share their progress. Set a peer acknowledged goals whenever possible. Leverage a video conferencing. And next in this productivity and business continuity is to observe individuals or the teamworks with respect to what is the change or the effectiveness in improving the quality of the work that they are doing. And given the moment, I mean, at this moment, avoid we have to avoid studying a lot of other important things just for the time being, I'm saying. So this might not be an influential point because there are a lot of fluctuations happening in normal productivity cycle. So in general, when we are in a normal scenario, the productivity and the business continuity depends on uh, the individuals and the teams and their work processes. Next is we are going to talk about the collaboration point. So collaboration is critical in today's remote work environmental strategies to work out. For a remote workforce, it is important for them to embrace all the collaboration portals like chat features, virtual meetings, and all other ways to make sure that they are having a constant communication within the team, and in their departmental works too. So how we can again measuring the collaboration. So like we measure the productivity, we have to measure the collaboration. So how we can measure the collaboration? First is agree on the purpose of why we are collaborating and the tools that we are going to use for that. So if there is a need for a face-to-face time, then we have to go for a video conferencing. If there is a need for an instant messaging to be done, then we have to go for a chat feature. So something like that. We have to agree on the purpose and on the tools that we are going to use. So next comes the wellness of all the employee in this remote work team. So we have to make sure that we are providing that ample space for measuring this employee wellness, because employees are the important part of this network. With those things, now we need to build on the remote work team where we need the pillars. So first pillar is the structure. So remote work is a win-win opportunity for employers and employees alike. The benefits which comes out of the employee engagement, retention, and morale, as well as the ability to expand the talent pool, attract and hire candidates, strong candidates with much stronger abilities. So all these things comes into play where we have to show them a structure. So this structure is one of the major benefits of a remote working strategy, is that it is flexible. Without having us to underpin on anything, we can make sure that we are having a flexible structure with this remote work team. Uh, but at the same time, we have to remember that each person will be having their own unique twist, for the remote work. But it is not that it have to be ever changing. It could be based on some basic principles. Next, the culture. Culture comes into play. I mean, it is a second major pillar, and it comes into play because a remote first culture is firmly grounded on the structure we put into place, and it have to be intentional and deliberate. So remote first means that we are intentionally thinking about remote workers, asking for their input about what they need to succeed, and what is necessary to fill those needs. So this kind of a culture have to be there, and it have to be nurtured and maintained according to the remote work situations. But there is some downsides which we have to sit along as a team and we have to figure it out. Next is the proper use of technology. So without technology, remote work would be nearly impossible. But now, given the technology era and the development that we have had in the technology side, we don't have to think too much about the technology stuff. But still, there are a lot of compliances which comes into play. So, which is our fourth important pillar, the legal and compliances stuff. So we have to take time to understand what are the legal and compliance implications of this remote work strategy. Let us take, for example, even the GDPR stuff. So there are a lot of rules and regulations which go into setting up an uh, remote work environment. So one have to be very sure about what are all the legal entities that needs to be taken care, what are all the compliance regulations that we have to fix for that. So now we are moving to the challenges of the remote work team. Basically, a remote work team had the most important challenging stuff is on the communication side. Next is the scheduling difficulties, since people will be working from an Eastern time zone, somebody can work from the London time, somebody will be working on the Indian Standard Time. So there are a lot of scheduling difficulties. Next is the language and cultural barriers when people are working all around the globe. Next comes how we are going to track the performance. And finally, there is lack of trust and cohesion between the team. So one by one, we are going to talk about how we are going to overcome all these difficulties. First, for the communication problem. So the communication problem can be met with some of these tips which we are going to provide here. First is we have to ensure that there is a primary channel for communication for each kind of activities. So apart from this generic stuff, we have to ensure that the communication is usually spontaneous, and we have to make sure that the people are finding it easy to communicate, and there is a flow of exact information which needs to come from one team to the other team, irrespective of the channels that we are using. And next is we have to foster on the engagement activities. Like there needs to be a lot of online meetings, brainstorming sessions, and it will make the people, it will give the people a sense of belonging, and they feel responsible and accountable for the work that they are doing. Face to face impact. Yes, given the time, we can't see face to face with many of the people, but at least we have to make sure that we are doing a lot of video conferencing. We have to ensure that we are meeting the people face to face, and this will help us in making ourselves think like, yes, we are meeting the person in person. We are meeting the person where we usually have a normal business meeting. So it is actually that we should not forget about the strongest communication tool that we can use for every scenario. Next, within the team, we have to keep everyone in the loop. It have to be ensured that the flow of information is being passed on to everyone in the team, so that they feel okay. I know that this is what are happening inside the team. Shorten the geographic distance when time arrives. So making sure, though people continue to work as a remote team, we have to ensure when there is a time comes, all people have to meet. At least if there is 4 or 5 people in a team, 2 people can meet at some place if they are geographically in a shorter distance. So that kind of arrangement have to be made. And virtual coffee break sessions. So this is actually we can translate as this water cooler chats. So that's what we mean by the virtual coffee break sessions, and supporting the intra-team and the inter-team communication. Finally, though we have all this technology advancement, we should not forget written communication is also an important part of the communication. This will provide us certain times remove the ambiguity, and to the point it will keep concise information flowing into the channel. Here we are recommending some tools which can help you with the communication process. So these are some of the ones which we came across. We can use any of that according to your requirements. Next is success tips for the scheduling difficulties. So first one is clear setting a clear target and expectations out of the person. So at a point where we are working as remote team, it is important to let the new employees understand what is expected out of them. This could be like their availability hours, response times, the tools they must use. So all these things comes into picture here. Remember that we have to make sure the remote work may be working or happening in different time zones. So we should for sure have a core hour or flex hour for the entire team. With this set of clearly set out things, it will be easier to nurture and maintain the entire team's culture. Probably we can also have some fun activities happening. It could be something happening over online sessions too. Next is the flexas and the coras routines. So we have to establish that. Next is rotating time zones. Yes. Um, Someone who can regularly has to translate the time zones into their own time. They feel like they are being sided on fixing a time, a meeting time. So it can't have to happen like that. Every time it could go like a rotation of time zones for each people. If there are 5 people in a team, one person can fix the time for one meeting, and probably for the next meeting the other person can fix according to the comfortable levels. So this helps that every team member feels valued. And the next is my personal favorite, the rotation of handlers. This actually we are experimenting now. So it proves to be really helpful, making the people think that they are also responsible for certain things. So we have to ensure the rotation of handlers is also happening. Like the host for a meeting can be rotated. Now, effectiveness timetable maintenance. So to make sure that we are having an improved effectiveness day by day or week by week, we have to ensure that we are tracking our time. This will always help us to make sure that we are not moving without any pace or moving without any goal, any set targets. So here again, some tools recommended for managing the time. Now to the language and culture barrier. With the remote team, yes, we have seen many people walking around the globe. Some people might be walking out of Middle East. Some people might be walking out of European region. So there are a lot of language and culture barriers. So first thing we have to do is we have to make sure that there is a quality onboarding process, ensuring that starting from the interview, making sure that why the virtual environment is appealing to them, setting up the virtual environment for them, how about their personal times. So from a HR point of view, we have to make sure that all these things is being taken care. Next is from a general perspective, we have to make sure the company's core value training is being provided for all the people in the remote team. It could be for some time, like a trial period or something, but we have to make sure that each of a person has been given a complete till the end point, till the point that they understand what exactly is the core value of a company. We have to ensure that the training is being done so that they can align themselves according to what the company is expecting. So now, sync up meetings, honest feedback conversations within the team for ensuring that everybody is on the same page. Uh, Transparency and accountability for all the team. And finally, the ground rules. Like there should be set of rules where irrespective of all their differences that we have to follow them. Finally, pair buddies. Like if we feel like somebody is not getting along with the team, we can try out processes like pairing one with the other and making sure that they are put on a exact one task which they need to accomplish or finish within a particular time. So which will help them to get along for finishing that task. At the end of the day, they too get along as persons also, separate peoples. Again, tools recommendations, tracking performance. So this is actually the biggest task that every remote team managing person is facing difficulty with. First, we have to ensure that every person is kept accountable for the activities that they are doing. For each and every individual, there might be some personalized productivity stuff which we can help them with. So, which could be anything starting from a particular tool that we can use to making sure that we are giving them the flexibility in the hours that they are working. Somebody might be having some usual household course which they will be doing it on the morning hours. So we can give them a flexible work hour starting from the afternoon session. So something like that. This will always help us to uh, track their performances based on the matching of their timetables. And usual communication, which is critical for every successful business. So managing the remote team, which the communication within the remote team is having set of challenges, but we can overcome that with lot of communications and enabling effective communications within the team. Set of rules, tools for recommendation to manage the performance. So finally, how we can tackle the trust issues. First thing is that within the team, we have to make sure that everybody is given ample time for their own visibility. So for a team of 5 to 6 people, we have to make sure that this person is doing this thing and that particular task needs to be made visible to others, or it should have some impact on others' work too, at least at some point of time. This should ensure a person A making a communication to person B, ensuring that okay, so these are some of the things which I came across and probably we can put to use. So this will be happening in a loop, helping us to make sure the visibility is maintained within the entire team. Next is establishing the relationship. So relationships is not that it will come on the go. It have to be established by making communications and collaborations and also all this team meetings, video conferencing. So using all those tools will be the uh, best solution for us to establish the relationship with the remote work team. The in-person experience. As team managers or team leaders, we have to make sure that the person in the team is having some in-person experience. So we have to treat them as a separate person and we have to respect them for who they are and what kind of work that they are doing. We have to communicate it in a transparent way so that it will make them feel good about it, and also they will try to improve their work. Comes to the that naturally takes us to the recognition part, and finally the people ingredient of this. So finally we are going to the tools recommended for the same. Last, as an individual who work as a remote team worker or a team member, we have to ensure certain things. So these are some of the pointers which I actually like to share with everybody here. So we have to ensure that these things are also be taken care of while we wanted to succeed as a remote worker. Though remote team is built on certain pillars and processes, as an individual, we have to ensure that we have all these things taken care of to be a successful part of a remote team.